Whenever we talk about consent here on social media, it's mostly in relation with sexual consent. But when we look at how we practice consent in our day to day lives, we realize that we are actually not practicing it so well, and it's the same behavior which we then showcase in intimate relationships. The thing is, we are from a very young age taught that the concept of consent is non existent where love is. Let me explain with an example. I was visiting a relative last week and he asked me if I wanted to order something to eat. I said, no, I'm full because I'd already had dinner. Then after a while, he asked again. And I again denied, but said he can order for himself if he wanted to. But then he didn't, and after a while, he again asked the same thing. And this time, I told him that I've already said multiple times that I don't want to order. Why are you asking again and again? And that's when he replied, I have been so nicely asking you again and again, why don't you just let me order for you? Why are you denying again and again? And that's when he got a lecture about consent from his therapist cousin. You see, he wanted to hear a yes only. To him, saying no was a disrespect to his love, and forcing me to eat was completely justified. From his perspective, I might have been trying to be polite at first. That's why I was saying no, and would have said yes if he would just insist. That's how it's always been in our families, right? We love to overfeed our guests. The concept of manvar, from where I come from, is the same force feeding in the name of love. We made not taking consent as a sign of love. It's not. It sends across the message. You should say yes because I'm showing my love. And that translates really badly in all areas of our lives. We have to remember this. Love that doesn't hold consent as its foundational value can very easily turn into abuse. In the society that we live in, there's always power dynamics within relationships, be it of money, physical strength, or just hierarchy in the familial structure. And anyone who has power over another can use this lack of consent as a justification to abuse, which, by the way, we see happening very frequently around us. Asking children to hug and kiss relatives, putting colors on people on Holi when they clearly say no, forcing our friends to drink at parties, force feeding our guests and children, telling children to perform in front of guests when they're clearly uncomfortable, giving unsolicited advice to people about their face or hair or bodies. The list can go on. And that's why we need to learn the value of consent and also teach it to our children. That way, you minimize the possibility of creating victims as well as perpetrators of abuse. Consent is respectful. It's something that actually makes a relationship loving and healthy. Don't forget to notice this with people around you and with yourself, and be sure to call it out.